Here's your First Warn Weather Forecast First, sponsored by Anderson Collision Center. Visit driveanderson.com.
It is continued hot and humid afternoon and early evening across the state line, where temperatures have made their way close to 90 degrees in a few spots, and dew points sitting in the 70s have placed many of our heat index values close to the triple digits, including ones that were in the mid to upper 90s for those real field temperatures in just a few locations. Across the board, though, still holding on to quite a bit of that humidity. That has fueled some thunderstorm chances off to our south and southwest, although we have dodged most of those thunderstorm chances thus far. Our attention then turns now to the north and northwest as we watch for additional activity that may move in as we head into the late evening and overnight hours tonight. Our temperatures aren't going to fall very far with the humidity we have in place, but nonetheless will fuel those thunderstorm chances going forward. I'll time out our most favorable windows for any stronger storms coming up in your most trusted forecast a little later.
The body of a missing man is found in a state line park, what the coroner's office says caused the 30-year-old's death.
Plus, keeping community members healthy, the State Line Wellness Fair bringing businesses and residents together.
And gearing up for the school year, the local nonprofit helping teachers get their classrooms ready.
Live from WTVO 17, this is Eyewitness News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Wendell Edwards. We thank you for being here. Tonight, a missing man has been found dead at Rock Cut State Park.
Authorities say he drowned over the weekend. The Winnebago County Coroner's Office identified the man as Marin Gerta. The 30-year-old was reported missing Saturday morning after his friends noticed Gerta and his kayak were gone. A little before 6:30 this morning, Illinois State Conservation Police pulled his body from Pierce Lake near the Hickory Hills campground. Gerta's death is still under investigation. Federal and state officials are in Rockford to assess the damage after recent storms. Teams from IEMA, FEMA, and the Small Business Administration are going door to door, checking buildings and homes. Officials are assessing if the structures are livable in order to request a disaster declaration. IEMA says if approved, that declaration would bring much needed assistance to area residents.
Declaration could mean a couple of different things. It could mean a small loan to help people kind of step back up after a disaster. It could also mean a little extra funding and support to help rebuild their houses in multiple different ways. On top of that too, there are other programs that are available to some of the different communities as well as individuals to help out after a disaster.
After the preliminary investigation's finished, IEMA and FEMA will look at the data from across the whole of Illinois to determine whether to declare a disaster.
Millions of dollars are coming to the state line to fight forever chemicals in the water. Winnebago County is receiving $1.5 million to upgrade water infrastructure to address PFAS contamination. $1 million of that money headed to Rockford, while $600,000 will go to extend Winnebago County's water main. The North Park Public Water District is getting $1.5 million as well. That money will help reconstruct Roscoe and McChesney Park's wells to accommodate PFA treatment.
Soon, lots of cows will be making their way to the Illinois State Fairgrounds. The Illinois Department of Agriculture wants to make sure the ones producing milk at exhibitions are safe, especially with ongoing concerns over an avian flu outbreak in U.S. dairy herds. So every cow that will be at the fair has to go through testing. A lab at the University of Illinois veterinary schools processing their milk through a PCR test, the same way students tested for COVID in 2020.
We don't want to take infected animals and put them in with uninfected animals and cause more spreading. If you're a dairy cow, your job is to produce milk, and when they're sick, when they have high path AI or H5N1 in cows, they just quit producing milk for a period of time, so it's expensive for the farmer.
The milk is tested 1 week before arriving at the fair to make sure cows are not infected.
State Line County looks to keep community members healthy. Today, the Boone County Health Department held its annual Farmers Market and Wellness Fair in Belvedere. Local producers sold a variety of fruits and vegetables. Free car seat safety checks were performed by the Belvedere Fire Department, and attendees could donate blood at the Rock River Blood Center bus for a Culver's custard coupon. Organizers say more than 20 organizations and businesses had booths with activities for kids and giveaways for the whole family.
It's so important in our community to work together and build on the resources that different organizations have. So it's really important for the community to learn of different services available to them. right? There's so many free or low cost services in the community. And this is just one place for everybody to walk around and learn of services available to them.
This is the 10th year the Wellness Fair has been held.
With school about to start, a lot of learning is done through a screen, and it could potentially be damaging to students' eyes. The most common problem from looking at a screen for too long is called digital eye strain. This can cause symptoms like headaches, blurry vision, teary eyes, or dryness. Doctors say the best way to give your eyes a break is by using what's called the 20-20-20 rule.
Every 20 minutes of your screen use, you look at something that is 20 feet away for 20 seconds. That gives your eyes a chance to reset and relax the muscles of your eyeballs.
Medical experts add the screen of the device should be roughly an arm's length away from the user's face.
State line teachers get some help from a national nonprofit before this upcoming school year.
Today, Goodwill gave out free supplies to educators. Our Blake Dietz went to Goodwill, and Blake, it sounds like this is a huge help for teachers.
Yeah, Mimi, Wendell, it's no secret teachers use their own money to help stock their classroom. Recent studies show school supply costs are up almost 24% since 2022. And as the school year approaches, local educators tell me it's programs like Goodwill's that are a lifeline. Over 90% of teachers spend their own money on supplies, shelling out between $500 to $700, according to the National Education Association. Some, like Roscoe teacher Amy Spitzen, spends over $1,000. Goodwill's Teachers Book Your Classroom is attempting to ease that burden, giving away free books to all teachers through Friday.
I basically had to start over, so I would say I spent, well near $2,000 through getting furniture, supplies, books, things like that. Through this program itself, they let me have like 6 bags of books, and it completely funded and supplied all of my extra books for the classroom library.
Book Your Classroom event goes through Friday from 8:30 to 2 at the Goodwill building on Church Street in Rockford. Wendell.
Blake, thank you. A state line flower is now out of bloom. Today, Nicholas Conservatory announced its corpse flower, Grimace, has finished its blooming. The flower is closed and will deteriorate over the next coming days. The conservatory says there still is a faint odor left from the plant. Grimace will remain on display until the flower collapses, likely later this week.
Combating China's global influence.
Up next, why lawmakers say the U.S. needs more ambassadors.
And coming up at 6, an update on preventing violence in the Forest City. What city leaders say needs to happen to improve local kids' lives.
Our temperatures have warmed into the upper 80s for some of us, with really hot and humid conditions continuing. We continue to see our next chances for storms also developing during the overnight hours. I'll time out when we could see the most favorable windows coming up in just a few minutes.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Mimi Murphy, Wendell Edwards, Scott Leber, and meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
Senators say China is competing with the U.S. for influence in every region of the world.
Lawmakers consider it one of the most significant challenges and want to know what other ideas can be used to counter Beijing's agenda. Washington correspondent Basil John reports.
The U.S. needs to step up its game to compete with China's actions on the global scale. U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Kurt Campbell told lawmakers,
"We will have to invest substantial resources, build internal capacities in our government and with our institutions to contest everywhere."
Campbell says if the U.S. can take a more active role diplomatically, more countries in Africa and Asia will welcome the U.S. over China.
Our value proposition is strong, military, technologically, education, everything.
Many lawmakers agree it's important to add ambassadors to fill these international relation gaps.
How high a priority is it for the United States Senate to confirm, particularly career ambassadors, where we have so many that are vacant today?
The place that really the Chinese are taking it to us is in international organizations. We have to be able to contest there.
Indiana Republican Senator Todd Young is concerned about China still portraying itself as a developing nation when he says it clearly isn't.
How are we trying to deal with the hypocrisy?
Reform certain issues in the multilateral development banks and the international financial institutions. We need more help along the road.
Campbell noted that better relations with African countries might grant access to rare earth minerals, aiding U.S. technology and defense development. Reporting in Washington, I'm Basil John.
Storms could roll into the state line later this evening.
After the break, Jordan tells us about the humid weather in the days to come. That's next.
Now, your First Warn weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
It's a really humid afternoon and early evening across the state line. Our temperatures have made their way close to 90 degrees and our dew points are sitting in the 70s, which is producing our heat index values close to the triple digits in a few spots, including a current feels like temperature of 95 in Rockford, 96 in Janesville, 90 in Rochelle and DeKalb. Meanwhile, those temperatures are in the mid to upper 80s. As I mentioned, the humidity in place, our dew points not only here locally but across a pretty broad region, well into the 70s in a few spots, including a current dew point of 74 degrees at the Rockford Airport. We've seen that continued southerly flow as we're getting our next couple chances for some storms that continue to remain, at least at this moment, off to our south. Ahead of that, though, we're still seeing even some peaks of sunshine out there. Our Mercy Health Skytrack camera overlooking the Poplar Grove Airport, brought to us by the Poplar Grove Airport, showing off those blue skies within some of the partly cloudy skies. But I mentioned our thunderstorm chances so far have dodged most of the state line to our south and our southwest. We did have a few outflow boundaries trying to make their way north, producing a few very brief showers and a couple of isolated storms across the southern portions of the viewing area. But for the most part, a lot of this activity at this moment continues to remain to the south as a lot of these storm complexes continue to track out in the exact same locations that they have and will continue to do so, at least here in the shorter term. However, our attention now turns up to the north and to the northwest, where we're starting to see a few additional storms firing up across the portions of the Dakotas and into northern Nebraska. That is eventually where those storms are going to make their way our direction, bringing us our next potential chance as we head into the overnight hours and early tomorrow morning. Ahead of this, we still have a lot of that heat and humidity in place, not only here locally, but across a very broad region where numerous heat warnings and heat advisories are in place for many portions of the southeast, as well as into the plains and up into the Midwest. We've seen some of those that remain in place with a lot of that heat and humidity, and that is fueling our next thunderstorm chances. Let's go to a computer model now that is an example of what might potentially play out here into the night. Again, those storms starting to develop across the Dakotas will eventually make their way our direction as we head through the overnight hours tonight. Likely not even going to see them until we get closer, maybe 2, 3, or 4 o'clock in the morning, if not a little bit later, although I will say a lot of these storms have been slowing down a little bit more than what computer models have shown. So this is an example of what might play out, this storm complex following almost the exact same track as many of them have before, but it does nonetheless clip some of our southwestern portions of the viewing area into early tomorrow morning. We could see at least a few gustier winds with those storms, as well as some very heavy rainfall, given the environment that we have with a lot of moisture in place. We do stay fairly dry for most of Wednesday afternoon. I think that's a pretty safe bet, at least as long as we get those early storms out of the way. That will allow that heat and humidity to build right back in with our dew points still in the 70s. Heat index values once again pushing 100 for tomorrow afternoon. That will then fuel the next chance as we head into Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. And again, following a very, very similar track of the storm complex before it. These will likely be at least a couple of overnight threats for many of us as we head through the next couple of days. And then as we get into Thursday, another chance for some storms during the afternoon with an upper level low pressure system developing overhead. It'll be a hot and humid next couple of afternoons, especially if we don't have those storms during the daytime, as I mentioned, with temperatures rising close to 90 degrees tomorrow and into the mid 80s on Thursday with humidity remaining in place. Overnight lows not too much further as well, only back down into the 60s and 70s, but overnight storms the next couple of nights, and then we eventually do start to dry out as we head into the weekend. Nonetheless, we still have a lot of that warmth with temperatures remaining in the mid-80s.
Jordan, thank you.
Wisconsin next with sports. The Cubs and White Sox both made deals today before the trade deadline. He'll fill us in on their moves.
And Scott will let us know if we'll see Caleb Williams or any of the other Bears starters in action Thursday night in Canton. Now
sports with sports director Scott Lever.
Baseball's trade deadline is now passed. The speculation ends, and Garrett Crochet, as far as we know, is still a member of the Chicago White Sox. The Sox couldn't find any teams to meet their asking price for Crochet. The Yankees were interested, according to John Heyman in the New York Post, but their offer wasn't good enough. Some teams were scared off, wondering if Crochet's arm will hold up. He's already pitched far more innings this season than he has in the last 4 years combined. And there's the fact that Crochet wanted a new long-term contract from whatever other team might trade for him. The White Sox did make one trade, and make it two now, as they sent shortstop Paul DeJong to the Royals. In return, the Sox get a minor league relief pitcher. DeJong has 18 home runs this season. He will help the Royals in their push to try to make the playoffs, but he'll most likely play third base for them because the Royals already have one of the top shortstops in baseball in Bobby Witt Jr. A deal going down right now, according to several reports, is the Sox sending Eloy Jimenez to the Orioles. No details have been revealed yet. The Cubs made a minor move. They sent relief pitcher Al Leiter Jr. to the Yankees. The Yankees need bullpen help. That's been a sore spot for the Cubs all season, and now they have one less guy to turn to in the pen. In the trade, the Cubs got 2 minor leaguers. On the field, the Cubs play in Cincinnati again this evening. Justin Steele will pitch. The White Sox will host the Royals. They'll try again to end their losing streak, which stands at 15. We are all ready for some NFL preseason football. A little of the luster, though, has come off the Bears-Texans Hall of Fame game Thursday night. Matt Eberflus has indicated that the Bears starters, including Caleb Williams, will not play.
Starters are not playing in the Hall of Fame game. We feel really good where they are right now in terms of the pads practices we had. We've had 3 so far, and then we have another one tomorrow. And it's a great opportunity, really, for the guys, the role players that we're going to have on our team, and the guys that are fringe roster players.
The Bears-Texans game Thursday in Canton will start at 7 o'clock, and we will have it right here on WTVO. The Jets say Aaron Rodgers probably won't play at all in their 3 preseason games. They don't want to risk anything happening again to his Achilles or risk any injury in a meaningless game. Rodgers has taken every first-team snap so far in the Jets' first 6 practices. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Another hot, humid day, which means we could see some storms later.
Right, and that's a similar threat of what we've really been seeing the last couple of days and will continue for a couple more days, is that the really hot, humid conditions are kind of setting the stage for some late evening, overnight threats for severe weather. So far, all of those have missed us down to the south and southwest, but we still have a few more chances to get through. So looking at the First Warn Interactive Radar brought to us by Rockford Glass and More, many of those storm chances so far off to our south and our southwest. But the heat and humidity building in as we head into tomorrow, a very similar afternoon with high temperatures once again getting close to 90 degrees. Dew points in the 70s will place our heat index values close to the triple digits. I think most of the afternoon will likely remain fairly dry, but as we head into the evening and overnight hours, our next chances for storms that may carry over as we head into Thursday and then into Friday, but dry for the weekend.
Thank you, Jordan.
And thanks so much for joining us. Have a good evening.